Economically, things are moving fast. As we get ready for another week, let's catch up on some of what happened last week. Let's go. U.S. economy plagued by worker shortages added just 194,000 jobs in September. This is a miserable jobs report. Meanwhile, a record 4.3 million workers walked off the job in August. The labor issues in the United States right now are terrible. And inflation remained high amid supply chain woes, 5.4%, which led Goldman to cut forecasts for U.S. economic growth in 2021 and 2022 to 5.6% and 4% respectively. Now, I just said inflation was at 5.4%. So that means we're flat in 2021 and we'll go into negative GDP in 2022. This is a problem. Will stagflation be? As the New York Post reports, welcome back to the 70s style stagflation misery, thanks to Uncle Joe. Inflation sets off alarms around the world, which led the IMF to cut global growth forecasts. So the entire globe is facing inflation problems and supply chain problems and labor problems. This is just not a U.S. problem. And finally, the feds are catching up. After first saying that inflation wasn't going to be a problem, then saying inflation was transitory, now the Fed is saying that inflation surge will likely last longer than expected. Let me give you a little insight into this, because when the Fed says longer than expected, you should expect it to be longer than expected, because the Fed is almost never right. And they have problems amongst themselves, as Clarida defends himself amid Federal Reserve trading controversy. Two presidents of Federal Reserve banks had to resign, basically for trading during the pandemic. And now the vice chair is in trouble for trading millions of dollars out of a bond fund into a stock fund the day before Powell made an announcement that tanked bonds and uplifted equities. But he's innocent. House approves extension of debt ceiling into December. We've talked a lot about this. This is just pushing the ball forward to create a problem in December. Democrats are aware of that. As the debt ceiling vote looms, Democrats are reconsidering filibuster. If they actually got rid of the filibuster, it means they could run the House. They could do anything they want and pass any amount of money they want. This is really scary stuff. Now, a winter of giant gas bills are coming. Are you ready? Your heating bill could be 50% higher this winter. What that means is our money is disappearing as the cost of everything is going up. It's really important to understand how all this could affect your retirement. Make sure you subscribe and stay tuned.